Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Kuit, and I will be your part one facilitator today. And Brian Chen, who is our 2021 president-elect, will be conducting part two. Let's see here. In order to receive orientation credit, you must stay for the whole entire orientation program. Attendance will be monitored via Zoom during the online training session. In order to receive your new member orientation refund, you must also complete the NAR Code of Ethics for new members. Please visit www.nar.realtor to go and complete your Code of Ethics training. When you get in there, click on education, and then you'll see the Code of Ethics training, and then you'll see one for new members. And then you could do the take course now and just continue and follow the prompts. Just a friendly reminder is if you have any questions, Angie will be monitoring the chat box. So throughout the first part of this orientation, I will stop and in certain points to make sure that we address any questions that you may have, or if there's any questions that you may be, asking, and then we can address them at that time, okay? So our mission statement. Our mission is to advocate and enhance the interests of realtors, to promote adherence to the Realtor Code of Ethics and professional competency of members, to safeguard and preserve private property rights, always mindful of cultural backgrounds within our communities. You can find us via social media, and we also do text alerts. So you'll find us on Facebook at WSG.Realtors. You'll find us on Instagram at WSGVR. We also have a YouTube channel. We also have a Twitter account. And we also have a new text message service for updates. So if you take out your cell phones right now and you text to WSGVR to 72727, you'll get text alerts. So these text alerts include our Thursday weekly breakfast meetings on the topics that we'll be talking about, any classes that we may be hosting at the association via Zoom, of course, as of right now, and also any C.A.R. updates or red alerts. So please be sure to register and sign up for this text message service. And of course, lastly, but importantly, we do have a WSGVR website, WSGVR.com, where you can pay for your dues, purchase items through our online store, look at the latest updates within the real estate community. So your realtor membership is really a three-way commitment, and it stops at the very top with the West San Gabriel Valley Realtors being your local association. And then the next tier is the California Association, which is our state level, which is also known as C.A.R. And nationally, we belong to the National Association of Realtors, which is also called NAR. And with West San Gabriel, WSGVR, we're more of a local, we have 5 cities that we are, that are in our jurisdiction. So we have Monterey Park, Temple City, San Gabriel, Alhambra, and Rosemead. And then of course, California is all of California, and national is all of the United States. So the top 5 things that you need to know about the realtor trademarks. So as a member of West San Gabriel Association of Realtors, you automatically belong to the National Association of Realtors, and the realtor trademark, which you see on your screen on your right, means that you are a member of NAR, and that is a trademark, that Realtor R. Members can use a realtor trademark with limitations. Non-members may not use the realtor trademark. And there are certain design standards for realtor trademarks that must be followed. And you can find all that information, how you can use a realtor trademark and your internet marketing and just regular marketing, and you see the website below. If you forget this long website, it's okay. All you always have to do is just type in www.nar.realtor, or you can access the NAR website through our WSGVAR.com website as well. Some of the member benefits of being a West San Gabriel Realtor member is you get free or low cost education courses. It comes with Zip Form Plus training, C.A.R. MLS matrix training. We also do have a 45-hour license renewal. So when it comes time to renewing your license, you can always go through our member benefits to renew your, to do the continuing education courses to get your license renewal. We also host commercial seminars and regular residential purchase agreement training. Due to COVID-19, WSGVR offers an array of online training classes and training videos, and the video library can be found at the website that you see there. Again, you don't have to remember this. All you have to remember is WSGVAR.com, and you'll be able to find and navigate through the website to find the training videos. We also do get exclusive member discounts for additional education courses, C.A.R. member benefits, and NAR member benefits. So some of the things can include health insurance, stationery items, like printing or marketing items that you need to print. I believe car insurance as well. So there's a lot of array of list of things. Member networking. Some of the events that we do host at our association include Member Appreciation Week. We do have, as I mentioned before, a weekly MLS breakfast meeting, which is on Thursdays at 9 a.m. We used to have Caravan pre-COVID. And also we have, along with the MLS breakfast meetings, we do have usually a guest speaker or some type of panel that, that is conducted every Thursday. We also do a lot of array of cultural events such as Lunar New Year. We've done Cinco de Mayo. We've done, we always host a global festival. And we also do, oh gosh, what else do we do? I believe we do like 4th of July celebrations as well. And special events include the Christmas holiday celebration, which is typically our biggest celebration of the year. As I mentioned, we do a 4th of July. We do a Veterans Day celebration as well, amongst other additional celebrations that we do. Member services. We do offer signs at our association store. So we offer signs for riders, flags, flyer holders, shoe covers, real estate books, gifts, pins, etc. We also have a printing service that is as low as 6 cents for black and white pages and 30 cents for color pages. If you do need to get a mass amount of printing done, please email the email below with your member number, flyer, quantity, and pickup time, and they'll do the printing for you. And by the time you get there, it is ready for pickup. Of course, due to COVID-19, the offices are closed. However, you can shop online and pick up at the association office via our association website. And you can click on pay dues online, or sorry, click on pay dues /online store. Angie, do we have anybody that has any questions so far?
Not as of yet.
Okay, thank you. I can't see anything though. Additionally, we do have a free electronic version of the C.A.R. standard forms and transaction management system, which you could visit through C.A.R. So by visiting CAR.org, you'll be able to access the Form Plus. We do also have super services, which is an additional cost where you can subscribe to an app for the e-key and have access to the super lock boxes when you show properties or when you're listing properties. For more information, please call the association to get details on how to set up the e-key and also some of the additional super products. Professional development. NAR has an array of designations that you can get accredited for through the courses that they offer online. Here is a list of some of the credentials or designations you can get. There are some very popular ones, such as the CIPS, which is the Certified International Property Specialist, the CRS, which is a Certified Residential Specialist, and CCIM, which is a Certified Commercial Investment Member. Those are all some very popular designations that we commonly see people have in our association. Here, and green, the NAR green designation is also a very popular one. The GRI, Graduate Realtor Institute, and also the CRES, which is a Senior Real Estate Specialist. These are all and the SRS, the Seller Representative Specialist. These are all designations that a lot of realtors do enjoy getting, and it's quite informative. And here are some additional certifications. You'll see here that At Home with Diversity, there's military relocation professional. There is short sale and foreclosure resources. These are some pretty common ones that people do get certifications for. Oh, and ePro is also a very popular one as well. Commercial services. At our association, we do have over 85 commercial members, and there are monthly commercial seminars pertaining to current and relevant topics about commercial real estate, industry, markets, and the rights of property owners. The commercial seminars are free to members and non-members. They also do monthly training on commercial tools such as MLS. They do property resources training, and there are annual trainings on residential development and land use. I believe it's a 6-part series that we've been hosting annually, and it's a great, for those of you who are interested in residential development and land use, it's a fantastic class series to attend. There's also a commercial marketplace where there are free networking events for commercial realtors to pitch their properties during the monthly commercial seminars and webinars. If you would like more information, please visit the WSGVR website /commercial, or you can contact membership, or you can call the association to get more information. I would like to introduce to you our 2021 Board of Directors. We have our President, Mindy Ye, and our President-elect, Brian Chen. I believe he's still on the call right now, who will be also hosting your part 2 of your member orientation today. We also have Ling Chow, who is our Vice President, our Treasurer, Lorraine Clark, Yin Burr, who is our Secretary, and Giuseppe Venenziano, who is our Media Past President. And that makes up our Executive Board of Directors. We also have Sil Rudar, who is our Director, Thomas Wong, Shen Zhang, Nanette Ong, and Pauline Lam. At WSGVR, we do have several different committees. And here you'll see a list of the standing committees. Education is a committee that brings you all the education classes and trainings that are ran throughout the year at our association. We also have finance, grievance, legislative committee, which is a very big committee. It's for political advocacy. We also have a membership and special events committee, and this is the committee that hosts all of our special events throughout the year, such as Lunar New Year Festival, Cinco de Mayo, our holiday celebration, and Membership Appreciation Week. We also have an MLS Technology Committee who is charged with running our weekly Thursday breakfast meetings. We also have professional standards and strat planning. Some of the special committees that we do have at our association is our affiliates have a committee. We have rules and bylaws, rules and regulations. We also have a global business council committee. We have orientation, which is what I'm a part of, who's hosting this orientation today. We have premises, we have sergeant at arms, and we also have a young professionals network. Our staff, our association definitely cannot run without these awesome people that run the day-to-day operations at our association. So we have our executive officer, who is Albert Tran, Angelica Morales, who's our operations manager, who happens to be on this call today, Karen Snow, who is our accountant, Belin Barrios, who is our communication and events manager, Fong Tong, who is our education and store manager, Christine Chen, who is our member support specialist, and our Susan Krostad, who is our member support coordinator. Our affiliate members. Earlier, I mentioned that we do have an affiliate committee, and our affiliate consists of an array of individuals who are who belong to our industry, who help make our transactions smooth and seamless. So we have lenders, we have title reps, we have escrow officers, we have insurance agents, we have home warranty reps, we have home inspection companies. Anything that's really real estate related, they are a part of our affiliate members. So we do try to support our affiliate members during our real estate transactions, just as how they try to support us when we have questions in regarding to transactions, and they host regular panels and education classes at our association, to make sure that we're well equipped and knowledgeable when we're interacting with our clients. C.A.R. and N.A.R. annual events. California Association of Realtors, there are over 100 local associations and 32 regions in California. And WSGVR is a part of Region 16. Annually, C.A.R. does hold 3 business meetings, and they're as follows. For this year, at least. The schedule is in February, April, and October. Due to COVID-19, all the C.A.R. thus far, the meetings are going to be held virtually. Excuse me. The C.A.R. customer service number, as you'll find here, and you can also find it through CAR.org. And one of the benefits of being a C.A.R., a California Association of Realtors member, which comes with your local dues, is having access to the legal hotline. It does provide free one-on-one legal with C.A.R. attorneys regarding the real estate practice. So for more information, please do visit www.car.org. Angie, do we have any questions in the chat box?
No, not right now.
Everyone's so quiet today. Okay. Next is our N.A.R. National Association of Realtors. There are 54 state associations and 13 regions across the United States. California Association of Realtors is Region 13. N.A.R. events that we have on an annual basis are the legislative meetings that are usually held in May. And annually, there is a Realtor Conference and Expo, which is usually held in November. This year, it looks like the National Association of Realtors Conference is going to be held in San Diego. Hopefully, we'll be out of this pandemic. And if you have an opportunity, it is a worthwhile experience, because you get to meet a lot of realtors across the nation, and get a chance to network and join some of the meetings that they have to better educate yourself with what's going on a federal level. For more information, please visit nar.realtor, and you could get the latest updates, what's going on in our industry on a federal level. The Realtor Political Action Committee. This is a committee that is from the National Association of Realtors. And what is RPAC? It's also known as RPAC. And what is RPAC? So realtors raise and spend money to elect candidates who understand and support their interests. The money to accomplish this comes from voluntary contributions made by realtors. These are not member dues, and this money is given freely by realtors in recognition of how important campaign fundraising is to the political process. RPAC does not buy votes. It does enable realtors to support candidates that support issues that are important to their profession and their livelihood. So a really good example of how the RPAC money comes to use. For example, what is a very good example? The National Flood Insurance. So the National Flood Insurance is a insurance that has to get passed by Congress every year. And of course, you know, now flood insurance is very important, especially for those states that consistently get natural disasters such as floods. So we do contribute money to advocate to continue on with the flood insurance program. Something that I know that we are doing at a federal level is to campaign or to lobby to campaign and lobby to make sure it's a permanent program. So that's something that we've been trying to do. And also another thing that we do is for FHA to have low insurance premiums and things of that nature. What is RPAC? I am going to play a short video, so please listen.
The issues change, but they never end. We fight something and we are victorious in that fight, and 2 years later we find that it's back on the ballot. We have to constantly fight that battle, even sometimes behind the scenes where our members aren't really realizing we're still fighting that battle every day.
Whether it be flood insurance or interest rates or FEMA, property taxes, capital gains, 1031 exchanges, they all impact some aspect of our business. Taxes on services, things that we oppose. RPAC helps us fight for those issues.
The issues that we fight are constantly evolving and changing. Every year it's something new. We can never give up. We can never slow down. We have to always be there and be present and make sure that our voices are heard.
You can have everyone being happy. You can almost see the finish line. You never know when that one unexpected thing's going to happen that's going to change everything. And investing in RPAC helps you be at the table to fix it when it does.
As issues started affecting my business, my investments grew. And the more that I learned about it, the more I wanted to be involved.
Get involved, whatever level you can, whether it be $15 level or $30 level. It makes a difference, and you'll start seeing the results. You'll become engaged and help our legislators and elected officials understand that you care about the issues and want to make it a better environment for real estate.
Gosh, I couldn't have said it better myself. If you would like more information, feel free to contact the association. And if you'd like to contribute as well, I believe you can contribute via the association. And Angie, can they contribute via WSGVR.com? I do see a message or a question on the chat box from Fee. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I'm sorry if I did. The question asks, where do you view the list of affiliate members, members, company, and contact information? You can find that information via our website, www.sgvar.com. Okay. What is RPAC? So it is a voice for real estate. It does offer exclusive member benefits, information and education, helping other realtors and communities, and evaluating future and close. You'll see here, usually we have a packet pre-COVID when we're meeting in person, and it has this little leaflet inside for for you to contribute. Again, like what the video said, it's not the amount. Any amount is fine. it makes a difference in fighting for causes for home ownership rights and things that for our industry and for our clients. The Realtor Action Fund. It's fighting for our profession, and it is a part of California Association of Realtors. And one of the most important services organized in real estate provides is representation in the halls of government. The Realtor Action Fund, also known as RAF, raises money to advance the goals of our Realtor Political Action Committees, which are PACs, at the state, or at the local, state, and federal levels of government. RAF support and or opposes candidates for elected office who understand or don't understand realtor issues respectively. Normally, during a live session of orientation, you will also see this in your package where you have the option to contribute. I believe that even after today during orientation, you could make a voluntary contribution to raising money for RPAC. Or I'm sorry, not RPAC, the RAF. Well, and RPAC too. Let me see really quick. Oh, okay. Angie already answered it. Okay. Realtor safety. So NAR has a wealth of resources to help agents, brokers, and associations better understand and educate each other about the safety risks that we face. So from planning your safety strategy to extensive safety resources, including apps and products and educational classes, NAR has many useful items for all real estate professionals, including regularly scheduled safety webinars. There's also numerous articles organized by category. There's videos and a safety alert program. NAR further offers a Safety Matters Safe Business Equals Smart Business course free of charge to state and local realtor associations. So our association does annually I believe we do it once or twice a year, where we have a realtor safety class. For many of you who are obviously new to this industry, statistically, realtors are probably, I want to say, the top 5 or one of second most dangerous businesses to be in. So I believe we have a video next that kind of goes through some safety tips on when you're working with your clients and showing homes and being out in the field. And there it is. So please pay attention, because this is a video that helps you protect yourself and being safe, and also protecting your clients' safety.
As a real estate professional, you are in a unique position that most working professionals never face. In your business, you often share your contact information openly with others, meet unknown clients, and walk through vacant properties, to name a few. It's because of the unique nature of this business that it's critical for all real estate professionals to have personal safety protocols in place that you follow every day with every client, every time. So what kind of safety protocols should you implement into your daily routine? Here are a few to consider. When meeting a client for the first time, do not meet a new client at a property right away without first having an initial meeting at your office or a public space, like a coffee shop. During the initial meeting, make copies or take photos of the client's driver's license and pre-approval letter for your records. This precaution allows you to keep a record at the office of who your clients are, their information, and a calendar of appointments. When first meeting with a new client, you should discuss the types of real estate they're interested in and walk them through the safety protocols you have in place for all clients. Now you can arrange showings, meet them at properties, and schedule open houses to help them through the biggest financial decision of their life. When viewing a property, it's okay to ask your client to drive separately. This is a safety precaution for you as much as it is for them. Not to mention you might both have appointments to go to before or afterward. Hey, this is cute. As you tour a property, walk behind your client. This routine safety measure allows them to see the room first and make their own impressions. Many agents do not go into attics, garages, or basements as an additional safety measure, but encourage your client to look around and let you know what they think. It is a safe practice to only show vacant properties which might not have electricity during daylight hours. This allows you to see what safety hazards may exist, like a loose floorboard or any defects the house may have.
It's got potential.
When holding an open house, advise your clients to board their pets and remove jewelry, family photos, credit card receipts, artwork, prescription drugs, and any other valued possessions from the home in advance of the open house. This is just one way to look out for your client and to keep their property and belongings secure. Keep a record of who entered the house by asking everyone who walks in the door to sign in with their name and phone number or show a photo ID. There is something to be said about safety in numbers. Consider bringing along a colleague when holding an open house. If there are several potential buyers walking through the home, even better to have 2 agents on hand to answer questions and keep an eye on things. Safety is an important part of real estate. Be prepared and follow the protocols and processes that have been put in place to keep you and your clients safe. For more information and additional resources, visit www.nar.realtor/safety.
Does anybody have any questions in regard to that safety video that we just viewed? Ooh, doesn't look like it. Okay, so moving along. Code of ethics. So the National Association of Realtors has a set of code of ethics, and they're broken into 3 main categories: duties to clients/customers, duties to the public, and duties to other realtors. New standard practice 10.5. On November 13th, the NAR Board of Directors voted to make some significant changes to professional standard policies. The changes went into effect immediately upon enactment by the board. Specifically, NAR voted to do the following: to add a new standard of practice 10-5 to the Code of Ethics, stating the following: realtors must not use harassing speech, hate speech, epithets, or slurs based on race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, national origin, sexual orientation, or gender identity. A revision of the standard professional standards policy statement to expand the applicability of the Code of Ethics to all realtors activities, not just real estate related activities and transactions involving realtors. So, National Code of Ethics, Articles 1 through 9, duties to client and customers. So we do have our fiduciary duties, our agency, to put our clients first. We do disclose disclosures of issues, exaggerations, misrepresentation and concealment, cooperation, compensation. Realtors shall not misrepresent the availability to show. Self-dealing. Do disclose that you are licensed if you are writing your own offers or selling your own house. Self-dealing. Prior to rendering opinion of value or other service, inform seller of your interest to purchase. Self-dealing. No secret profit. Dual compensation. Disclose to all with client consent. Trust account records, and clear written documentation give a copy at signing. Articles 10-14, duties to the public, includes fair housing, providing equal professional services and information to all your clients, professional competency, meet the standards of care for each specialization in which you provide service, truth in advertising, be true and accurate, give a true and accurate picture, unauthorized practice of law, just don't do it because we're not lawyers, and duty to cooperate with professional standards. Articles 15-17, duties to other realtors, disappearing competitors, false or misleading statements, interference in agency-client relationship of another realtor. So make sure when you guys are meeting with prospective clients or people that are going through, let's say you're in COVID times, your virtual open house, make sure you ask them if they're working with a realtor, because if they are, then if they have any questions that are a little more sensitive, make sure you ask them to have their realtor contact you to give them the information. Duty to arbitrate commission disputes. That was quick. So at this time, please take the time to visit our website for educational classes, such as our free zip form classes being held. Oh, that's the wrong date. I'm not sure if it's being, I think we just had one. I believe the next one is, oh, actually, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. The next Zip Form Plus meeting or Zip Form class is being held, I believe, next Friday. So if you would like more information, please visit wsgvr.com/event/education schedule to get more information on attending a Zip Form class. With that, Angie, I think I'm done.
Yes, you did finish a little early.
Hello, Karen. That was done in record time. I
So
cannot believe it.
questions.
You
I'm
are
sorry.
so efficient. You don't waste time.
Oh,
Usually people will tell them a little bit more elaborate example. For example, if you are working with a new client, okay, do not interfere with another agent's agency relationship. Means also, if someone has a listing and during their listing period, you are not allowed to go to that seller and says, hi, I'm Brian Chen from this ABC Realty. I'm the best realtor. You should let me sell your house. That's interference of agency relationship. And that's a big no-no. If you do that, that listing agent will definitely bring you up on ethical charges. Okay. And you cannot tell the seller, hey, tell your listing agent you want to cancel and then relist with me. That is also very, very bad interference of agency relationship. So if you started doing that, think about it. Then why would a listing agent with a listing put it on the MLS just so you can see it on the MLS and go try to steal his listing? The entire system of sharing listing information can break down if you do that. If a lot of people start doing that, some broker will start pulling out of MLS, because one of the reasons why we have association is so that everybody follows the rules and you can share their office listing information. There were days that we did not have MLS, and for this exact reason, listing agents don't want to share information with other agents because they don't want you to go try and steal their listings. Okay, so that's one of the reasons. But right now it's 9:48. And Karen, so is there anything
I
you
didn't
want
mean
to
to
add?
fly by it like that, but spoken like a broker of record. Brian has a broker's license. He has many years of experience. So,
No, actually,
you know,
I'm speaking like a presiding officer of a professional standards hearing, because that's what we do. We will send out reprimands and punish agents that violates ethical rules. And
absolutely.
also,
We've seen it happen.
huh?
I said we've seen it happen.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You go on, I want to say it's a C.A.R. website. You will find a list and a picture of violators and what section of the Code of Ethics they violated. And it also tells you the fine that they got assessed by the California Association of Realtors. So don't take this lightly, guys. As Brian said, you know, for speaking from a person who sits on Pro Standards, Professional Standards Committee, that committee is there to adhere and to enforce the Code of Ethics amongst our association.
Yes. Well, right now it's 9:50. Everybody take a 10-minute break and come back at 10 o'clock. I will begin my MLS portion of the orientation class. Okay, see you all at 10 o'clock.
All right, Brian, it looks like it's 10 o'clock. If you don't mind, can I launch a poll so I can get everyone's attendance for the second part?
Please do. Please
Thank
do.
you.
I don't know if everybody's back, but I did not get a head count for the part 1. So
Yes, I'll keep
looks
track
like
of
there's
that.
22 people, including you and me. So 20 students.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, and welcome back. I'm going to launch a poll. Please select one of the answers so that we can mark your attendance for part 2. Please remember that you do need to be present for the entire presentation in order to receive credit and be eligible for your refund when you meet all the requirements. I have launched the poll. Please mark your attendance by selecting one of the I am heres. Thank you. I'll leave it up for about 1 minute. It does not matter which one you pick, and there is only one break. Yes, both are the same answer. Zoom does not let you have only one answer, so it does not matter which one you pick. Your attendance will be marked by whichever one you pick. I have about 15 responses. That means we're missing about 5 people. It has been a minute and a half. I am going to end the poll. Thank you. Brian, all yours.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to part 2 of the new member orientation. My name is Brian Chen, and it'll be my pleasure to share the next 2 hours or so. I'm trying to get done as quickly as possible, but I do have quite a bit of information to share with you because multiple listing service is one of the major services that the association offer. And most of you have to use the MLS systems every single day. And you have to understand about the rules and regulations in place. But to begin my session, I will give you a brief history lesson of how real estate was done if MLS was no longer here. Because you have to understand the multiple listing service is an agreement signed by all of the brokers when they join the association. It is an independent agreement. That means independent offices can opt out of the MLS. As you have seen some of the virtual offices, they are not part of any MLS. Like Rex, Realty, they're not part of any MLS. So anyway, let me explain to you how the MLS was done. If there was no MLS, there will be no place for you to log in to a computer system to look at the listings in the marketplace. That means all of you have to drive around to see the real estate signs. One of the most important functions of the MLS is to allow agents to share commission. And without that, we can only go by listings through words of mouth. Then we each argue about how much listing agent will share their commission with us, okay, who represent the buyer, because the listing agent is under no obligation to share any commission with us. Then we work ourselves to death with tons of paperwork. Then at the end, we take our commission to the bank and the cycle starts all over again. So it's word of mouth only because there's no centralized location for listing distribution, and there is no pre-agreement on commission. Therefore, people argue all the time. And then paperwork, that means escrow period, and then collecting your commission. That's how real estate was working. And in some parts of this country where there's still no MLS, like the city of New York has no MLS, that's how real estate is done. In England, there's no MLS. That's how real estate is done. In Taiwan, where I come from, there is no MLS. So you know what? We have seen real estate offices, agents break out in group fights over customers. I'm serious. They take the bra out to the street. That's how bad it could be. So everyone have to follow the MLS rules. Everyone, because if you don't follow the rules, sooner or later the rules will break down. Then we're back to the no rules, no MLS situation. So what is a multiple listing service? Multiple listing service offer association members the following benefits. It is a way of making a blanket unilateral offer of compensation. So when you look at the listing, there's one information on there every agent should be looking for, is how much commission is offered to the cooperating agent. It's called, commission to selling office, or commission to buyer's broker, or CSO, compensation to selling office. Throughout the years, that field has been named differently every few years, just because new people have an idea. Hey, we should have a better name for that. But it means the same thing. How much are you getting for commissions? And the rule says, as long as you offer something, there is no standard. You cannot say a minimum. No, our rules does not establish a minimum. So you, as agents, you need to look on each listing to make sure the commission is offered to you, how much it is, and if you're willing to work for that. Okay, we have seen commissions says 3.0, and then you look behind it, next to it is percent. That means, hey, they're offering the buyer's agent 3% of the selling price as the commission. Some says 2.0, some says 2.5. Okay, we have also seen 50 or 100. Okay, that doesn't mean you get 50% or 100%. That means you get $50 or $100. So you really have to look closely. If you do a search, and if you do a search on the MLS for $1, just put a 1 in it, you will see a whole bunch of listings where the listing agent is only offering the cooperating agent $1. What does that mean? That means you, the agent who represent the buyer, better negotiate your own commission with the seller when you present the offer. Okay? The MLS cannot control the amount that's offered in the MLS, because in the United States, there's this law called antitrust. Antitrust prohibits any kind of establishment of a minimum commission. All commissions are negotiated between the brokers and the principal. Okay. So the MLS, one of the most important function is to establish a unilateral. Unilateral means the listing agent is offering it to whomever, they don't know. But we also know by contract laws, all contract laws has to have bilateral agreement. Bilateral means I agree with another person. Bilateral, both, okay? Unilateral means single-handedly offer something. So when the listing is in the MLS, it's called unilateral offer compensation. When does it become bilateral? It becomes bilateral when an agent prints out the listing and present an offer based on that listing. And if the offer is accepted, the offer of compensation become bilateral. That means binding, okay? In order for any kind of agreement to be binding, it has to be bilateral. That's why on a purchase agreement, buyer and seller must sign bilateral. If only buyer signed and seller did not sign, the agreement has not been established yet. So these are technical, because when you get into contract laws, it's very detailed and technical. And slight mistakes by agents can mean huge loss to your client. So you have to be very precise, clear, and detailed in everything you do in real estate. Why? Because we may be dealing with millions of dollars. if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're dealing with minimally hundreds of thousands of dollars, a deal between buyer and seller. So you need to be very precise. You need to know what you're doing, okay? Another benefit of MLS is it helps to give the listing information in a uniform and complete information to everyone who sees the computer information. For example, in the old days, when there's no computer system to show the listing information, what do you rely on? People's mouth, word of mouth, right? So sometimes if you call a listing agent, he's in a hurry, he'll just tell you, oh, it's available, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, and the list price is 550. Bye, hang up, and he's gone. You don't have other information. Whereas in his office presentation, he's in a good mood, he has time. Then he will tell them, oh, the roof was installed in summer of 2020. So the roof is relatively new. Oh, and the homeowner repiped the pipes with copper pipe 2 years ago in 2018. So his office agent have more information about the house to make it more appeal to their client. Whereas other office agent, all they got is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet. Go sell it. They don't know anything features wise, any detail about the property to talk to their client. So it puts the agent outside of that company at a competitive disadvantage, right? Because the office agents have more information than the outside agent. Our MLS, because all the information is on the computer system, you can read that, what kind of features it has, what kind of comments it has. Listing agent can talk about the listing property, the good features and all that in the descriptions. So it kind of level the playing field, whereas the selling agent outside of the company has as much information about the property as the listing agent or the agents in his or her office. Okay, so having a blanket unilateral offer compensation, secure the commission for the selling agent, and a good orderly correlation and dissemination of listing information help to put the selling agent have as much knowledge about the listing as the listing agent. So what is the benefit? It helps agent to provide better service to the client and to the public. So that's the benefit of MLS. And this is why realtors join MLS. Who can join? Any duly licensed California salesperson can join MLS. But in order for them to join as an agent, salesperson, licensee, their broker has to be a member of the MLS. So within the multiple listing services, there are 32 associations that are member association of C.A.R. MLS. And the brokers have to belong to any one of them, and they will have the same system, same database. Okay, and you as salesperson knows that you have to put your license under a broker. So the broker has to be the member. Okay, that means subscriber. You are the subscriber because you're using the system, but your broker is the participant. Why is he participating? He participates by putting all of the listings in his office into the MLS. That's called a participant. So there is a difference. In MLS terms, a participant is the broker and the agent is a subscriber. Okay. And if the broker is a realtor member of an association, all of his licensees must be a realtor subscriber. Okay. That's the rules. At West San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors, we have a weekly MLS meeting. Weekly MLS meeting. It gives the opportunity for you to get to know other affiliates who are helping the real estate professionals to complete their transactions. Who are the affiliates? Insurance agents, physical inspection companies, title insurance companies, home protection plan companies, escrow companies, okay, some mobile notary, okay, especially in COVID, for clients to sign documents that need to be notarized. Usually it's done by mobile notary. Unfortunately, during the COVID situation, we do not have physical meeting at the association office. Normally, during normal times, every Thursday morning at 8:30, we go to the local association office and we have a coffee and donuts, okay? And we sit down and relax and start meeting other people. That's called networking. When you talk to people and meeting them and introduce yourself, that's called networking, okay? We also offer free industry updates and education classes, short ones, maybe 20 minutes to half an hour at these meetings, okay? And of course, we have weekly broker open house. Karen mentioned before, we have open house, weekly open house. That's broadcast. The listing agent will come to the association and go to the microphone and introduce their listing that's offered on a weekly open house. And you can also pitch your listings. You can go up to the microphone, 30 seconds. You tell people a little bit about your listings and any special incentives. Most importantly, it provides you an opportunity to meet and make friends. We are in a people business. We are here to make friends with each other so that we can cooperate in a deal, okay? We don't work against each other. We work together with each other so that we can bring a deal to close, from open to close. But during the COVID-19 pandemic, it is done on a virtual Zoom meeting, and it starts at 9 o'clock, okay? And I don't know when the COVID emergency is going to be over, and I have no idea when we're going to resume the physical meetings, but I'm sure you will be promptly notified. And by the way, for those of you who has not subscribed to West San Gabriel Valley Association's text message broadcast system, you can type in your text message, you can send a message to 727272. Just enter that as your recipient, 727272, and then click send. You will be automatically subscribed to our West San Gabriel Valley Association's message broadcasting center. That means you will receive notification on events that's occurring at the West San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors. We also have a commercial meeting. The commercial meeting is also occurring. That only occurs once a month, every second Tuesday of each month, okay, from 12 to 2. And during COVID-19, you have to check with the association for commercial networking meeting information, okay? Don't forget to check with the association. Along with your membership here, because we have rules and regulations, okay? If you have a dispute with another agent where you believe another agent has violated the rules against you and took unfair advantage of you, okay? Angie, someone is in the waiting room.
Yes, I will message them because I believe they're late and they won't get credit. I'll take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so rules and violations. If you feel like another agent, okay, has violated the rules against you and took advantage of you, where you have been wronged or you have suffered damages, that you can bring them up on grievance charges, and the grievance committee will review your complaint. Once the grievance committee review your complaint, says yes, the complaint, the charge and the violation code section match, and the description of the violation seems to be sufficient, they will forward the case to professional standards to set up for professional standards hearing. Okay, if that's for rules or ethics complaint. If it's involving money, for example, if you believe another agent has unfairly take advantage of you that costs you a loss of commission, or supposedly they offered 3%, and at the end when you present the offer, all of a sudden they change to 1.5% or 2%. Now you have a dispute on commission offered, right? So you can also bring them up to the board, to the association. That's arbitration hearings. Remember, in the part 1, all members has a duty to arbitrate for commission disputes, to arbitrate their disputes. So you cannot take that agent right to the court. You have to bring it up on an arbitration charge. And then that way the arbitrator can decide on the money dispute issues. Those are things that you already pre-agreed to when you joined a realtor association. Okay, so member have a duty to dispute their commissions through arbitration. Okay, and members, if you have rules violation, you believe another person has wronged you, okay, don't do what these two people are doing. They hate each other. They don't, hey, just bring them up on charges and complaints. And the professional standards hearing, there will be 3 people sitting at the hearing to listen to your case. You present your case, the other side will have a chance to defend, and then they will deliberate and give you your decisions in a written statement, okay? So, to recap, ethic complaints on the right of your screen is nothing but recommendations, okay? Recommendations. That means if someone violated the rules, we will find them. We will put their picture on the C.A.R. website from anywhere from 1 year to up to 3 years, depending on the severity of the violation. And all that is decided at the professional standards hearing, okay? You, as the complainant, will not receive any part of the fine. That fine goes to the association. Now, on the left side of your screen, you see arbitration. You see a $sign. That means if you're gonna argue with another agent fighting about money, bring them up on arbitration charges. It is common for someone to bring another agent up on both ethics complaint and arbitration, because this person has acted in violation of the ethics and rules and regulations against you, and that resulted in money loss. So that you will bring both charges, 2 charges against the person. It is very common. Okay, usually when there is an arbitration case, there is an ethics complaint, and those complaints are handled separately. One decision has no effect on another decision. Okay, so just want you to know that different people will be there hearing. In other words, if 3 people heard your ethics complaint or professional standards hearing, those 3 people will not participate in any of the arbitration hearings. The arbitration will be heard by other people, okay? So they're in the completely independent process. What kind of breach of proceedings? Any breach of duty of membership, another agent can bring you up on charges, okay? Conviction by a court. if you are convicted by a court for a felony or any crime involving moral turpitude. What is crimes involving moral turpitude? Moral turpitude means you stole money from other people. For example, if you stole the deposit of your client, that's a crime against involving moral turpitude. So if you've been convicted by a court on a felony charges or on embezzlement charges, stealing money charges from your client, your license may be suspended or revoked by the DRE. Your license may be suspended for a period of time. Sometimes the DRE may say your license is suspended for 6 months or for a year. That means during that 6 months or a year, you cannot do any real estate business. Or they may simply say the violation is serious enough where they're gonna revoke your license. That means you can no longer do any real estate business, license activities on real estate, okay? Unfortunately, you pay for your membership, the full year of membership in the beginning of the year. So if during the course of a year, your license is suspended or revoked, your membership is also immediately suspended or revoked. So if the worst thing can happen to an agent is you just paid your realtor dues for the entire year of 2021, and then you received a notification from DRE, because of your violation and your conviction for something you did, and they decided to revoke your license. Now you just paid a whole years of dues for nothing, because license revocation does not trigger membership refund. Okay, license revocation does not trigger membership refund. So take it from Brian. The best time to lose your license is in December. That way you have already enjoyed the full membership benefit for the entire year, and you don't have to pay for the next year's membership because you don't have real estate license. You cannot practice real estate. So why pay for membership, right? So that's a joke, okay? That's a joke. So you can laugh, you can smile, or you can say, stupid, okay? Beware of antitrust laws. Remember, earlier I said there's antitrust laws that govern our business practice. Every business practice in the United States is governed by antitrust laws. And the realtor community has been convicted of several antitrust laws. Years and years ago, maybe 25 years ago, there was a saying, the standard commission is always 6%. That means no matter which company you go to, and the standard commission they charge is 6% for listing a property. Well, the Sherman Act, which is the antitrust law, says, wait a minute, the spirit of free market is free negotiation. So if all of the real estate company get together and says, we will only charge 6%, no less, you're taking away their free marketing, the negotiation ability from the consumer. So the government stepped in and sued a few of the very large real estate brokers in the nation, okay, like Ascendant, okay, like Prudential, Coldwell Banker, Century 21. The corporation got hit with multi-million-dollar fines for violating the antitrust law. And now it is fully understood. There is no such thing as standard commission. Every single commission is negotiated between the listing agent and the seller. Okay, so there is no minimum basic commission or standard commission. So do not come to the board and ask people, what is your standard commission? There is no such thing. Every commission is negotiated individually. I know a lot of new agents, when they first join the real estate world, They don't know how much commission they should charge a seller. So they like to ask, hey, how much commission do you charge? The discussion of commissions is not allowed at the association. So do not come to the association meetings and start asking people about how much commissions they charge. You will see in the United States, here is the complete difference in culture. Let me give you an example. In the Taiwan or the Asian countries, how much you make in a company, the salary is an open secret. That means if you're a good friend with somebody, and if your friend tells you how much you make in your job, you will tell them. Okay, you share those personal, deep personal informations. In the United States, the American culture means that's my privacy. You are invading my privacy. So if you ask an American how much you make a month, okay, even though there may be your good friends, they'll say that's none of your business because you cross the line into their private information. Okay, same thing over here. But in Taiwan, it's totally different. Salary and commission is shared by friends because they call that market research. Market research. Let me give you an example. When you work for a company here, you get periodic employment employment reviews. And then usually following the employment review, you will receive a salary increase. So say Brian and Joe are good friends. We work in the same department. And Brian was called in for employment review, right? Employee review, and then got a raise. And then Joe, he knows that he may be called in next week for another employment review, and he wants to know how much the increase will be so he can negotiate with his boss. So he will ask Brian, who is a good friend, hey, Brian, so how much salary increase did you get? And Brian will tell him, this is common in Taiwan or other Asian cultures. Brian will tell him. If I don't tell him, Joe will think, oh, so Brian, you don't treat me as your good friend. Okay. Over here in the United States, that's a big no-no. So even Joe and I are very good friends. When Joe asks me, Brian, how much did you get a raise? I'll say, Joe, that's none of your business, okay? That's private. That's perfectly normal in American society. But in Asian cultures, that's a big disappointment, isn't it? So for those of you who doesn't understand, you have to learn the American way because you're in the United States now, okay? MLS data. Western Gilbert Valley Association is one of the association belongs to the California Regional MLS, which is called the C.A.R. MLS. You're very fortunate because C.A.R. MLS is the largest MLS system and service providers in the US. They're the largest, okay? That means that the data they contain has the widest area. It contains a lot of cities, okay? Almost 3/4 of California areas are covered in the C.A.R. MLS data system, okay? And they have numbers, telephone numbers for you to call. Monday through Fridays is 8:30 to 9 p.m. support, okay? And Saturday and Sundays 10 to 3. That's their support hotline, 800-925-1525. So anytime you're experiencing difficulties in the MLS system, you can call the support to see whether or not they can help you resolve it. However, if your access is limited because you did not pay your association for your dues, they cannot help turn on your access. So you have to know what was the problem, but they can tell you because they'll see, oh, your access was restricted because of dues payment delinquency. They'll tell you, you need to contact your association and pay your dues. They will not be able to help you if you don't pay your dues. But for other technical difficulties, you can call them and report your troubles, and they can help to resolve the issues with you. So remember this number. For those of you who have in front of a computer, you can print screen and save this number on your cell phone. I have their numbers on the cell phone, okay, ready for me to use. The mission of CRMLS, the mission of CRMLS to deliver through the local member associations the most affordable, reliable, and convenient listing technology services. By far, CRMLS system is the best system in the nation. You are using the best system. The widest array of services available at your fingertips. So you need to learn how to use CRMLS system and all the affiliated services effectively. So for the next few years, you may be in a constant learning mode about the system, okay? And for those of you who work for a broker, you should ask your broker on various ways that CRMLS can help you advance your real estate career. They have features in the CRMLS that really help realtors to excel in their business, okay? And look in the association information, because from time to time, CRMLS do offer free classes, and those classes will be announced by the association to all their members. So do look out for it. On the CRMLS website, under knowledge base, there's also video clips that you can watch on how to perform certain functions of the CRMLS system. So do plan to spend some time learning how to use CRMLS most effectively, okay? They have also short instructions, step-by-step instructions on how to perform certain functions. So instead of watching a video, you may just print the instructions out and read it at your leisure time, okay? So remember, all the information is available on the internet for you, and it's on the CRMLS website. Remember earlier I said the CRMLS cover a lot of areas. Look at all the blue highlighted areas, okay? The dark blue areas means the association in that area is the participating member association of CRMLS. The lighter blue, okay, the lighter blue is data share. That means even though they are not using the CRMLS system, they do send all of their data with us, and we share our database with them. So both organizations have very complete listing data. And then there is the lightest blue, the very, very lightest blue, okay, of AORs. And those lightest blue AORs, they share reciprocal access. That means they don't share their data with us, but they share a access link with us. So our agents can go to their, use the access link through our system to log into their MLS system to search data as though they're using their systems, same as their members. Those are what we call reciprocal access, and vice versa. Their members can come to our system and search through the reciprocal access. Okay. So as you can see, we almost covered 3/4 of California, because much of the white areas are in the mountain where there's nobody lives there. Okay, as you know, California, we have a huge mountainous regions where there's no residents living there. So where there's populations, we cover almost 3/4 of all the populations with the listing data. Okay, and we have currently over 145,000 real estate agents using our system. Okay, over 145,000 real estate agents who are subscribers of the CRMLS. Here are the member associations. I was wrong. Earlier I said 34. Actually, there are 40 association members. Okay. Data share, there are 15 MLSs that shares their data with us. And reciprocal access, there's 5 association or MLSs that has reciprocal access into our system. Okay. And additional service areas, there are 15 additional service areas. Additional service areas means they also share data with us. But in order for you to do business with them, they use a different lock system that if you want to open their lock boxes, you have to join their association. So you can see their listings, but you cannot open their lock boxes to show properties. Those are additional service areas. Okay, CRMLS member benefits. There are several features that are very useful to members. So besides the computer system, they also offer a cloud MLX. For the marketing, okay, we have cloud CMA, cloud streams, e-property watch. That means you can watch a property and get updates. InfoSparks market statistics. You can have statistical information on any city, any market area that InfoSparks serves. Okay, mobile MLS. You can actually download an app and search the listings through these 3 mobile apps: CRMLS mobile app or HomeSnap. HomeSnap, okay, HomeSnap Pro. You can take a photo of a house, of a listing, and immediately it will give you the information on that house. That's HomeSnap. MLS Touch, you can also, that's another mobile search system that search listing information. Okay, and on finance, the rate plug give you a list of lenders and constantly update the interest rates they offer. Finance, the rate plug app allows the agents to have a list of lenders and what interest rate they currently offer. And all these are member benefits. Other member benefits, we have syndication of listings. We send our listings to List Hub. It's a hub of that distribute all of our listing information to 27 internet portals. 27. That's syndication. Okay. Multi-purpose platforms. That means there have other systems like your transaction management system. LionDesk is the transaction management system that C.A.R. offers through ZipForm. Realtor Property Resource and Remind are other platforms that can import and export information from CRMLS. Scheduling of showing. You can actually schedule a showing through Showtime on this CRMLS. However, during the COVID-19 pandemic situations, a lot of the listing agent will not allow you to make a showing appointment through Showtime because every listing appointment must be arranged in person, and the agent who wants to do the showing have to send over a PEAD, property entry, okay, data, property entry, data disclosure. That means you have to have your buyer, the name listed, and they have to sign the affidavit that there's a whole bunch of questions. They have to say no to all those questions. Okay, those are COVID related questions. Okay, questions like, are you currently COVID positive? Have you been exposed to people with COVID? Have you traveled, blah, 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 a whole bunch of questions. And the prospective buyer has to sign that. That has to be sent over to the listing agent. Those are health law requirements. So right now, it's very seldom do we use showtime during the pandemic. But during normal times, you don't even have to call the listing agent. Go to the showtime, click on it, and make an appointment. And that showtime system will let the listing agent know, hey, you have a showing appointment at 2 o'clock or 2:15 or something like that. Okay. Realist. This is a very useful system. Tax. Did you know when you search on your listing, on the listing, the APN number is highlighted. You can actually click and look at the tax data on that house. Or on top, you can go to Realist Tax tab and enter any residential property in California and get property tax and county record information about that property. Okay, this is very powerful tools. You can also search owners by their names. So if you want to search to see whether or not somebody owns other properties in California, enter their names, and any properties under that name will show up. Okay. Real Satisfied and FHA Pro are another two features. FHA Pro will let you search on condominiums, okay, to see whether or not the condominium HOA is qualified by FHA to obtain FHA loans. Okay, when you are working with FHA buyers, if they're buying a condominium, that condominium HOA has to be qualified by FHA in order for you to obtain FHA loans. So, but you don't have to worry about that too much. Work with a FHA lender, they will know. But that feature is also available for our agents to use, because sometimes when a listing agent wants to take a listing on a condominium, they may want to search to see whether or not the HOA is certified by FHA. Okay. Zip forms. We all use zip forms to write offers, to negotiate contracts and arrange for agreements. We also use zip forms to provide disclosures and addendums to our clients. Okay, so zip forms, you can access zip forms through the C.A.R. website, or you can go to our West and Gable Valley Association website and then click on zip forms. It will also take you to the C.A.R. zip form website. Okay, so be familiar with zip forms. And right now, zip form is owned by Lone Wolf Transactions. Oops. Okay, there is another resource offered to all NAR members. It's called Property Resource. That's another almost a 30,000 feet overlook of a city. Okay, so that you can actually run almost like a CMA, but actually the information is more expanded to compare with the entire nation. So you can have a listing information with a CMA for around surrounding comparable properties, but also have comparable data to see how they fit in nationally. Okay, so try that. The resource is called Realtor Property Resource, or called RPR. It's one of the most innovative benefits included for NAR members. And you should take classes. I know Ling Chao used to teach RPR. Ling Chao used to teach. I don't know whether or not she still teach that class anymore, but there are RPR classes you can sign up. And I'm sure if you go on the internet, YouTube, there'll be information on YouTube on how to use RPR, okay? So, Realtor Property Resource. I'm sorry for the fuzziness of the photo, but I don't have a better photo, but it's actually a good report for you to give to your prospective buyers. I use the report to give general information about an entire city, okay, of the market, real estate market trends within that city. Okay, remember all those useful tools that I told you about? I'm sure you have seen this page. Most of us just come straight to the upper right-hand corner and click on CRMLS matrix to go to the MLS system. But if you look on the left side, all of these additional products that I just mentioned are all listed there. You should, by a click of your mouse, you can access all of those additional products ready and available for your use. So don't just focus on the matrix system on the right-hand corner. Also explore these various systems on the left-hand corner, okay? So otherwise you're missing out on a whole lot of benefits that your monthly MLS dues are paying for. Now, I want to talk to you about the most boring but very important subjects, which is the rules and regulations. Unfortunately, rules and regulations is in our everyday life, isn't it? You drive on the street, you have DMV, you have DMV rules and regulations you have to follow. You have to follow the speed limit. You have to follow the stop signs. You have to follow the signal lights. Those are all rules and regulations. And if you violate them, the police pull you over, they give you a citation, right? And they fine you for violating those rules. Speeding tickets are very expensive. Driving on a carpool lane without the required number of people in your car is even more expensive. It's getting more and more expensive now. When you're in the MLS, MLS also has rules and regulations that govern your behavior, okay? So you should be looking for the rules and regulations that is available for you to download and look for in the CRMLS rules and regulations section, okay? You go to the CRMLS website and you click on compliance. You click on compliance. It will take you to a compliance webpage. And then all the rules and regulations are there for you to download. And there's a citation policy. The citation policy tells you exactly how much fine you will be assessed for certain type of rules and violation, okay? So do go to the CRMLS website and click on compliance. And I will update this. I will change the graphics so you know what to look for. You click on the compliance and then you go to the rules and regulations. You can download them, okay? The NAR, and just recently, starting May 1 last year, implemented the clear cooperation policy, okay? And C.A.R. MLS Rule 7.9 has mandatory submissions. So we used to hear member complaints that, hey, I see a sign on a property, then I cannot find that property on the MLS. And then you call that sign and the listing agent say, oh, that's a pocket listing. That's, I don't put that on the MLS. Well, enough complaint has been received. The rule has been tightened up. Every listing must be uploaded within 1 business day, okay, of marketing or advertising for the property. What is marketing? putting up a sign is marketing. What else? When you broadcast to your social network, you put it onto your own personal website. That's all marketing, advertisement, okay? Or if you put an ad in a new local newspapers. So look on the right-hand side. Marketing means display of any signs, websites, social media, the brokerage operated websites, communication, verbal or written. You know, sometimes we see these people calling people, another group of people say, hey, I have pocket listing. Pocket listings are illegal now. With these rules, there is no such thing as pocket listing. Every realtor must submit all of their listings into the MLS. And that's not only with the C.A.R. rules and regulations, NAR rules and regulations, it's also in compliance with Civil Code, California Civil Code 2079.16, 2079.16, okay? So you got to remember, there's California governs your behavior, there's NAR rules, and there's local C.A.R. rules that govern how you handle your listings. Just remember, you sign a listing, if it's not ready, you don't have to. But once you put it into the MLS or you put it, your sign up, you start marketing, it has to be uploaded into the MLS system within 1 business day of marketing or advertising a property to any member of the public, okay? So if you print up a flyer and email it to your neighbor or the listings neighbor, that's also broadcasting the listing to the public. Coming soon. We all know, because of the rule says you have to upload your listing within 24 hours. We all know sometimes we have a listing, we take on a listing and then we tell the seller, oh, you probably need to remodel your kitchen, or maybe you need to paint the house inside and out. Maybe the seller is doing something to upgrade the property to make it more marketable, okay? Changing the carpet, maybe. And all that takes time. When you upload your listing into the MLS, if during the time that you upload, the property is not ready for showing yet, it's called coming soon category. You put the listing into the MLS, and on the status, you put it into coming soon. Coming soon will give you 21 days, coming soon. Okay, that means other professional realtor members can see the listing, okay, but they know that it is in coming soon, so that they know the seller is still putting it together for marketing to the public, okay? So they know that. During the coming soon section, during that period, no showing is allowed. No showing is allowed. But here is a little bit confusing. But if your client drive by the house, like the area, like the neighborhood, and like the house from the outside, your client can actually start to make offers on houses that are coming soon, okay? So during the coming soon, look at the last bullet point. During the coming soon status, buyer can submit blind offers. What is a blind offers? I have not seen the property yet, but Mr. Seller, I'm willing to pay you $595,000 for your home. And if the seller likes the price, the seller can accept, subject to the buyer looking at the inside of the house. So when agents, especially you new agents, when you make a blind offers, you must include a protection clause in the other terms area and says, This offer is a blind offer subject to buyer seeing the interior of the property within how many days after acceptance. You need to, don't forget to do that, because if you forgot to do that, that means if the buyer buys, make a blind offer, later on they look at the inside, go, oh my God, the inside is awful. I don't want to buy. They have a binding contract. They have to buy. Okay, so unless in your offer on paragraph number 6, other terms, you write in the words, this is a blind offer, offer subject to buyer inside or interior viewing or inside viewing within how many days after acceptance. That's buyer's agent's responsibility to properly protect the buyer. Remember, buyer's agents, if you represent the buyer, you fail to adequately protect your client may have a lawsuit against you. Okay, so just remember that. Blind offers are allowed during coming soon, but no showings. No showings is allowed. Understand? During the coming soon, because the whole purpose of the rule is to make everybody equal. So during the coming soon, no showing is allowed, but can you show it to your coworkers inside your office? No, you cannot. That's a violation of rules, okay? And if you do that, people find out, they'll bring you up on charges. There's a lot of listing information you need to input into the MLS. So you should gather all of the listing informations about your property. And how do you know how much information they're asking? There is a listing input forms available at the C.A.R. MLS website. You can either go to that link or you can go through the website by clicking to find listing input forms, okay? There are 8 listing input forms available in the C.A.R. MLS website. One is a residential income, residential lease, land and lots listing, mobile homes, commercial industrial or commercial lease, and of course, business opportunity. But most of the realtors, you are not qualified to do business opportunity. So you really, if you want to do business opportunity, you should find a broker who specializes in doing business opportunity to take on business opportunity listings, okay? Because that requires special, very special knowledge to do that. How to show properties. We all have to follow the listing agent's instruction on how to show properties, okay? Sometimes you'll say appointment only. Sometimes you'll say call first. Vacant, go direct. These are the best kind of property to show because there's nobody there. You can go at any time. But during COVID pandemic emergency period, don't forget, there is a PEAD required, PEAD-V, V for visitor. So if you want to visit a property, you must send a PEAD-V form signed by your client and yourself to the listing agent. This is required by health law right now. So don't forget that, okay? So you have to follow the showing instructions, okay? Because you may not realize if you don't follow the showing instructions, there could be big problems. Let me give you an example. And the example I tell you is all real examples that happened. We had a listing in Alhambra, and the seller, the husband, is an Alhambra firefighter. This occurred, oh gosh, now it's like, this occurred like 2005. So it's more than 15 years ago. Time flies, my gosh, time flies. Okay, but this listing, the listing agent says, appointment only. You must make appointment minimally 2 hours advance notice. It's in the showing instructions, so the member of the public don't see it, but it's in the showing instructions. Must call or make appointment directly with the listing agent. No exceptions. Big bold letters. No exceptions. Okay. And there was another real estate agent showing houses nearby. And when he was walking on the sidewalk, he saw on the side door a lockbox on that property. And the buyer said, oh, you know, why didn't you show me this property? Well, the listing agent went and rang the doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. There's no answer. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, no answer, right? Guess what? The listing agent said, oh, the buyer's agent said, I saw a lockbox on the side. He went over there, used the lockbox, opened the lockbox, got the key, went back to the front door, opened the front door. Okay, walked in. Realtors, anyone home? Nobody answered. So he assumed the house is empty. He brought his client in to show the house. Number one, this is already against the rules that the showing instruction, because it says appointment only. He violated the rule. Number two, he just brought strangers into someone's home, okay? Even though he has a lockbox, because he did not make the proper appointment, this is called breaking and entering. Violation, a felony charge, breaking and entering. So he went inside and then he showed them the downstairs and start walking upstairs. Well, you know why this person says appointment only? Firefighters work in shifts. So during their shift duty, when they're on duty, they're constantly at the fire station. They even sleep there, okay? So this firefighter, his wife has mental problem. It's called schizophrenic. That means she's afraid of anyone who she doesn't know. Okay? So these people went upstairs. The wife, during the time the doorbell was ringing, the wife was in the shower, so she could not hear. Then she came out, was in the middle of dressing herself when the buyer's agent walked into the master bedroom and found her. Do you know how shocking that is? Imagine this. If you're home alone, you don't have mental problems, and someone just all of a sudden showed up behind you, and you saw them through the mirror, will you be scared? A normal person will be scared to death. This wife has mental problems, schizophrenic, okay? She had to be hospitalized. It's very, very bad. The listing agent says no exception. Why? The listing agent knows that the neighbor next door, Betty, is her childhood friends when they were little kids, all growing up. They even lived next to each other. Does that tell you how good a friendship they are? The listing agent, once they get your request for appointment, they'll call Betty. Betty will go to the house and say, oh, so the appointment is at 10 o'clock. Betty will go to the house and get the wife out. Either take her to a park or take her to the mall or take her to somewhere shopping. And the wife feels secure with Betty, will always follow Betty. That's how they can get the wife safely out of the house so that agents making appointment can show the house. But this agent did not make an appointment, just walked in, okay? Think about what happened. Think. That agent, of course, was charged and complaints and everything, the whole 9 yards, okay? I don't know whatever happened to that agent, but he's probably spent a lot of attorney fees defending himself, okay? And the listing agent lost the listing because the husband was so upset with the listing agent, okay? The listing agent lost the listing. So obviously, the listing agent is suing the the agent that just showed up. Obviously, breaking, entering. Firefighters are good friends with policemen, so you can imagine the whole slew of legal problems this agent is facing simply because he did not follow showing instructions. So please be aware and follow showing instructions. Very important because you're taking strangers into someone else's home. This is a very serious responsibility, okay? Listing agents, there is a instant lockbox access report. When you use the Supra e-key to open a lockbox, there'll be a report saying who opened the lockbox, what time they entered, and what time the lockbox was closed back. So the listing agent can track every single agent that entered into the property. And the report is available with one click. All the listing agent have to do is input the serial number of the Supra lockbox into your listing information. Okay, then the instant lockbox access report will be available as an icon. What does the icon looks like? It looks like the Supra lockbox with a piece of paper with writing on it, what we call a scroll icon. So a lockbox with a scroll icon next to it. That's the instant lockbox access report. Whenever a listing agent is viewing listings on his access on the MLS, if he's seeing his listings, he can, with one click, he can read the access report. No one else can see the report. No other real estate agent can see the report. The report is only available to the listing agent and the listing broker, his broker. So the listing agent's coworker in the same office can't even see that report, okay? The report is super important. So for anyone who has a listing, you want to get this, and you're going to put a Supra lockbox on the property. Also register that the serial number of the listing. Okay, the lockbox of serial number of the lockbox into the listing information, and you will have the lockbox instant access report. Rules and regulations. You know, C.A.R. designed warning systems and reminder systems. You have to update your listing within 1 day of a status change, within 24 hours of a status change. So don't forget to do that. And the computer system actually sends you reminder emails. For example, if your listing expires on January 31st, around 14 days before that, so around January 15th, you will receive one email that says, Brian Chen, your listing number, blah, 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 is about to expire. Okay, is about to expire on January 31st. Don't forget to update. Okay, this why they give you this reminder notice, so that if you need a extension of the listing, you can have time to help you, to remind you to go to the seller and negotiate an extension. Also, if the listing expired on January 31st and you did not go and tell the computer system it is expired within 24 hours, it becomes an automatic violation. Automatic violation. The system will expire for you. That's called a system update. Then you'll have a red flag next to your listings. So some of you, if you're searching listings and you see certain information with a red flag, that means the system did update. That means this listing agent did not update information or properly.
Oh, hi,
The
Brian.
auto expire and auto. Hello.
Oh, sorry, you were
Yes?
breaking up a little bit, but we got you back.
Oh, okay. I'm breaking up. Oh, my internet. Uh-oh. Anyway,
You sound better now.
That means I sound better? Good. Thank you. So the system will update automatically if there is a sale auto sale or auto expire, because those are final days. Okay, so if you allow the system to auto sell or auto expire, it is a violation. The first time you get a warning, then they'll tell you you need to make a correction. But unfortunately, the only people can make any kind of correction for you will be the association staff, because once the system shows it is sold or showed it as expired, if you want to change the status, not even your broker can make that change. It has to be done by association staff. So you have to do it right away, okay? And you know, the system gives you one reminder on the 14th day prior, and then on the last week, one reminder email every single day. So it's not like, oh, it's a surprise. No, they tell you at least 8 times, to give you a reminder. So if you still did not act, that means you're irresponsible. You're not responsible agent. So automatically the system will send you a violation notice. And if you don't correct it within so many days, your first violation will turn into second violation. Then it may involve a fine, okay? The first violation is a warning, but if you don't correct it after so many days has lapsed, the system will automatically issue a second violation because you did not make corrections, okay? So don't ignore these courtesy emails. What does that mean? That means if you change your email address after you become an association member, you got to remember to tell the association to update your newest email address, because all notifications are done through your email address. If your email got hacked and you no longer use that and you use another email address, you must notify the association. You must, okay? Because old, expired, no longer in use email address is not a defense. If you get fined and you come to the association, want to appeal the fine, you say, oh, the email that I haven't been using that email for years. You know what the reviewer will say? So you haven't been using that email. Why didn't you update? Your membership duty is to update your latest contact information at all times. So you gotta keep your information up to date with the association. And the association, when they update your new email, CRMLS will get updated too, okay? Now let's talk about common mistakes, common violations, okay? CRMLS rule 11.5 means that at least one photograph must accompany each listing. If you're going to put your listing into the MLS, you must have one photograph. And the best photograph that I suggest people to use will be the street view, because people driving by, they'll see the house from the outside. Take a photo, okay? You can take a photo with your cell phone and then put the listing in, and you can update the photos all the time. Don't put the listing in and wait for the photo, because you're going to pay for a photographer to take the photo in a week. So during the first week, there's no photo. That's a violation. What should you do? Use your cell phone to take the front of the house. When you put up the listing, put that photo up. And then when you get the beautiful, beautiful marketing photos from the professional photographer, you can change all those photos out. So you can have one set of photos for initial marketing. And then when the other photographs come in, start uploading. So even on the coming soon, you need one photo. So for the coming soon, you should have one photo of the front of the house. And if you're computer savvy, on the front photo of the house, you can even write in the word diagonally, say coming soon. That's not a violation, because that is not branding. It's telling people this is what the house looks like and it's coming soon, okay? But most of us don't know how to do that. So just use a cell phone, take the front of the property, a photo of the front, of the property from the street and put it up on the MLS and put your listing in as coming soon. That gives you 21 days to prepare your listing for market, okay? How to avoid? You must have at least one photo, okay? When I say rendering, some of the properties that we list is brand new house that is still in the process of being built. So rendering means a drawing, either a engineer drawing of the house, exterior of the house, or sometimes a developer may even have beautiful house photos of drawings of the of what the property will look like after it's built. You can do that. But remember, if you use any kind of professional photo or rendering, you must receive written authorization. I'll explain that to you in the next couple of slides, okay? For every photo that you upload to the MLS, you must be, either you did the work or you have paid for the work and received authorization, means licensing to use, or you obtained the photo's owner, who never owns the photo, you obtain their authorization for use in writing. In writing. Okay. So the next violation is branding of the photos. What is branding? Branding means you overlay the picture with your personal information, whether or not it's your photo or your office signs or anything. That's called branding a photo. That's a violation. So you can, any photo uploaded cannot contain any kind of personal or company advertisement information. That means no agent, broker, brokerage names or photo or logos, not even logos, okay? Phone numbers, website address, email addresses, for sale or for lease signs with the telephone number, billboards, open house signs, promotion signs, or any kind of advertising material in your photo is all violation. So if you taking a photo of a house, you got to make sure your for sale sign is taken down, the sign itself. The pole is okay because the pole doesn't contain any personal information. Or you take the photo at an angle where the sign information is not readable, then that's fine too, okay? Here is unauthorized use of photos. Let me tell you, this is very expensive. If you violate this, it's $1,500 fine, automatic, no warning. $1,500 fines, automatic, no warnings, okay? That means unauthorized use of photo. What does that mean? We have very creative listing agents. Listing agent, this listing agent took on a listing that was previously listed by another agent. This is the most common problem because photos of a listing is readily available on your internet through the CRMLS system. So what did the new listing agent do? He went to the old listings, downloaded all of the photos from the previous listing agent, downloaded all the photos and uploaded to his new listing as though that's his listing photo. Do you know that every photo input, who has the copyright? The owner of the photo. So the previous listing photo was taken by the listing agent or paid for by the listing agent, some beautiful photographs. And the new listing agent just stole the photo, put it into his new listings. All the listing agent had, the old listing agent had to do is click and report. This listing photo, all the photos from this listing agent was stolen from my previous listing. And CRMLS will automatically go in there, compare, and they know this, the photo is stolen they'll issue you a fine, $1,500 fine. No warning. Okay, so let me tell you how to avoid. Agent must have full written authorization or actual ownership of all photos and media uploaded into the MLS. That means either you took the photo yourself or you pay somebody with a proper written authorization to use. Okay? Look onto the bottom. What is the proper authorization? There is a C.A.R. form called Property Image Agreement. Look down at the bottom of this page. Property Image Agreement, PIA. You must use that form. Okay, so if I pay this professional photographer, okay, to take the photo of the house, I download that form, have that photographer fill in his name and sign at the bottom, and I sign. That means he assigned the right of the photo to me. I can use it. Okay, we had a situation where someone paid a very high-profile professional photographer. Okay, and the professional photographer is very well-known photographer, and he is very protective of his copyright. Okay, so every photo he took, he has an agreement that says he owns the right to that photo. Okay, so the agent put the his photo up on his listing, and later on every marketing material, without getting a written agreement. Okay, the photographers, if you don't have a separate written agreement signed, that means the photographer's own website, he has his right spelled out in his website, and the agent found him through the website. So in the website, under the rules, he says, I will only license my photographs for the agent to use for a period of 90 days. And upon expiration of the 90 days, agent must download and remove that photograph or pay a fee to renew the right to use. Pay a fee to renew the right to use. So the agent never obtained to renew the right to use. This listing was on the MLS for 6 months. Guess what? That photographer sued the listing agent and won. Okay? And won. The listing agent originally paid $500 for the photographer to shoot 5 photos, and then later on had to pay another $500 to renew the use of that listing. Okay, so be careful. You are now a professional, so any work that you do should be original work. Please understand that. Mandatory submission. This is another violation that frequently saw. And I need to change that to, the rule says, there was an old rule says, within 2 business days from the effective date. But NAR has that clear cooperation rules. So there is now 2 conflicting rules. To be on the safe side, I will still follow this rule, because this rule 7.8 says, once you sign a listing, within 2 business days, the listing must be uploaded. Okay, listing must be uploaded. You can upload a listing and put it into coming soon. So do that, okay? Do that. Misuse of public remarks and media. This is very popular violation. You know, we have the listing description. It's called public remarks. The public remarks is for all other real estate subscribers, other agents to use to market your listings to their clients. So when they are marketing to their clients, your listing cannot contain your information. Okay, so we used to have listing agents so smart that they'll put links within the public remarks. Okay, and blue links. So when people click on that link, it took their client to the listing agent's personal website. Okay, that's violation. You cannot put your listing agent's photo information with verbiage, contact me. You cannot put in public remarks like listing agent website. If you say to make an offer, email Brian Chen at 123.com. You cannot say that. That information belongs to the private remarks. Those information you're supposed to tell the agent that represents the buyer. You're not supposed to tell the public how to submit offers. Not in the MLS. In your personal websites, yes, you can say that. But when you put a listing and you put property descriptions, you cannot put those kind of information in the public descriptions, okay? CRMLS reserves the right to immediately remove any remarks or fields that they find to be inappropriate. They will remove it and then they will issue you a violation notice. The first time you violate, it's a warning. But the second time, there'll be fines. You will be fined. Be careful, okay? Accuracy of information. Any information you put into the listing must be accurate. And you, as a real estate professional, need to be responsible for the accuracy of the information you input. So, if you input information that is wrong, well, you will be reported and by another agent. And when it is reported, the CRMLS will send you a violation notice. And then you have to prove your information is correct and accurate, okay? What are some of the accurate information? The most common mistake people do is the listing continuously showing active. So other agents are showing the property as though they're available. And then when they call the listing agent because their client said, I like that house, why don't you make an offer? Then the agent called the listing agent. The listing agent said, no, it's been escrow. It's ready to close next week. How do you think that agent look in front of their client? The listing is about to close next week, but on the MLS still show active. Why didn't the listing agent update the status? We have different statuses. A for active, C for under contract. So in other words, if a seller accepted an offer, but the property is still in contingency period, and the seller says, I want to continue to market the property and receive backup offers, the status is C for under contract. That way people know, oh, there is a offer already in front of you. So they can tell their buyer, when I make an offer, if they're accepted, if this offer is accepted by the seller, you'll be the first backup position. Okay, this is very important for notification to buyers. Okay, if the listing is under contingency period, okay, and they remove the contingency, that means they can no longer cancel, right? What is the status? The status is P for pending, because now it's pending closing. That way, the agent can look at it and say, oh, Mr. Chen, that house you're interested in, the buyer just removed all contingencies. They're going to close, so let's move on. Stop waiting for that property. It's very important for listing agent to notify everybody the accuracy of the listing status. Other information such as how many bedrooms and all that. Those are so basic that how can you make mistake on that? Okay, so listing agents, you have to be extra careful on every information you input into the MLS because it has to be accurate. And once it changed status, you have up to 2 days to make the change on the MLS. You have to keep it up to date. Because of the pandemic, we have to use PEAD-V before we enter into the property. That means each and every time we enter into the property. So if I show the property, I show it once, PEAD-V, and that has to be dated. If I show it again 3 days later, a second PEAD-V has to be sent to the listing agent. Okay, and then if the offer was accepted, the buyer go back to do physical inspection. A third PEAD-V need to be signed because they're entering into the property again for the third time. So PEAD-V for the property inspection period, right? And during the final walkthrough, what does the buyer have to do the final walkthrough? Has to enter the property to view it, right? Another PEAD-V for final walkthrough. So in order for a listing agent to show a property successfully closed, there should be minimally 3 PEAD he has on this buyer. The first one for showing, second one for physical inspection, third one for final walkthrough. So minimum 3 PEAD per sale. So you listing agents, remember PEAD is not just 1 copy, 3 copies. Your broker requires that. Why? Because the health law requires anyone entering the property during the pandemic must use PEAD-V signed for by every person entering the property. Every person. So the first time may be the husband and wife showing the property. So it's only 3 people, husband and wife and the agent for the buyer. Second time, they're doing the physical inspection. Well, this time maybe aunts and uncle also want to see the property and also physical inspector. So how many people? Husband, wife, aunts and uncle, agent for the buyer, and the physical inspector. 6 people have to sign, okay? But during pandemic, we don't recommend you to allow non-related parties to see the properties. Non-related, okay? Unless the aunts and uncle is also part of the buyers, you don't show the property to them. Explain to them, because of pandemic, we're supposed to keep the parties no more than 4 or 5 people. We cannot have large parties. And unfortunately, physical inspector is 1 party. So already 2 people, and then the couple, okay, that's already 4 people, okay? Remember, PEAD-V, this is very, very important. You need to get familiar with it. You need to use it when you want to schedule for showing. Listing agent will not allow you to open the property and go in without a PEAD. I know that a lot of agents, sometimes they use lockbox combination. Okay, combination lockbox are not secure. The Supra E-key and Supra lockbox is secure because they have a electronic record of who entered and when. If you put a combination, anyone with a combination can open the lockbox. But I know that some listing agent will put both, a Supra for showings and a combination for maybe the handyman or the plumber or the electrician, because when they want to go in to make repairs, the listing agent, because they don't have access to Supra, the listing agent will give them a combo. So if you are the listing agent, you use a combo lockbox, make sure the combo lockbox combination is secure, okay? And agents, sometimes a listing agent may give you the combination to the combo lockbox. Agents, when you're showing the property, you must keep that combination very secure. Meaning what? Meaning you do not show the combination to your client. Meaning when you open the combination, you have to use your body to block the view, okay? This is how I train every one of my agents. We have the responsibility to block the combination from our clients, okay? That because we are responsible, okay? We are responsible to help the seller, okay, secure their property. Remember, your real estate license allows you to enter to someone else's home or someone else's property. You have to protect that property from other people, okay? So don't let other people see you're using the combo. You have to block it and open the combo, okay? And then after you open the combo, mix up the dial. Mix up the dial so that people cannot see, oh, the combo is 3241. 3241, because usually it's 4 combos. And if you just leave it on there and the cover of the lockbox will have the combination on it, you need to mix up so that during your show times, nobody can look at your cover and say, oh, that's the combo, okay? So these are some important tips you need to remember. So far, I tell you a lot of rules and regulations. And because if you go into the CRMLS and read the rules and regulations, you'll find that that's a 45-page document. 45-page document. I would tell you, I would make recommendations that you read them through at least once, so you have something in the back of your mind out of all the rules and violations, okay? But if you have trouble sleeping, the rules and violations is a good sleeping aid. You print them out and you promise yourself you read 1 or 2 pages every night. Believe me, you'll fall asleep by the 3rd page, right? And a month later, you finish reading the entire rules and regulations and you sleep well. But if you follow these 4 basic principles, you probably will not violate any rules. Number 1, you input all listings within 1 business day. I know the rule says 2 business days, but believe me, if you make 1 business day as your general rule, you'll never accidentally violate the 2nd day, because we all know sometimes we just simply get so busy we couldn't get to it. So if you say 1 day, then when I couldn't do it, your reminder is say, oh, you haven't done it, you haven't done it. So when you do it the next day, you're just in time for the 2nd business day. If you say within 2 days and then 2 days go by, I just got so busy, your reminder is 2 days. So set your reminder as 1 day. That way, when you remind yourself, the next day, you're not in violation yet, okay? Make sure all information are accurate. You're a real estate licensed professional. You're supposed to do accurate work. So just make sure all information are accurate. Status and information are up to date all the time. Up to date all the time. And don't ignore the courtesy email, because when you receive a reminder, you act and respond. You will not turn into a rule violation. You will not turn into a rule violation when you receive a courtesy email and you act and respond. Most of the time, we treat people fairly and with professional courtesy. What does that mean? If this listing belongs to a listing agent, professional courtesy means you don't approach the seller and says, cancel the listing and list with me. That's a big violation, okay? Treat people fairly means what? if an agent submit an offer to you, okay, you present that offer as soon as possible. Don't wait, okay? If an agent contact you to ask for information, you call them back. Either call back or text message back, okay? Give a response. Don't just ignore them. One of the largest number of complaints from agents out there is the listing agent never calls back, never responds, and all that, okay? That's a big complaint in our field. Do you want to be known as one of those agents who never responded? Okay, so if you follow these 4 rules, you have no problems at all. You will have a good, rewarding career. Our realtor's golden rule is do unto others as you would others do unto you. Do unto others as you would others do unto you. If you don't want to be treated that way, don't act that way towards other people. There's an old saying, when you point your finger at somebody, when you point your one finger at somebody, there are 3 more pointing back at you. So when you accuse somebody of some wrongdoing, you better make sure you're not the one who's doing the wrongdoing yourself, okay? That's the old saying. When you point your finger at somebody, there are 3 more pointing back at you, okay? So think how you want to become a professional. Do you want to become a professional that other people respect and like you? Or do you want to be a real estate agent that everybody says, oh, Brian, oh my God, is Brian Chen again? That son of a gun, okay? Don't be that kind of agent. Be the kind of agent, Brian Chen, oh, I like working with Brian. He's so knowledgeable, he's professional. Oh, if I cooperate in a deal with Brian, it's less headache for me because even if I make a mistake, Brian will kindly remind me. So we're all safe. Hey, that's how I'd like all of you to become in the industry. A professional that other people like and respect, okay? You guys chose a very good and lucrative career. There's still a lot of money to be made. I mean, with an average home price at about $800,000 in our area, at, you know, even at 2% commission, that's $16,000. Where else can you do a career that you make 1 sales, you make 16,000, and if you make 5 sales in a year, you're set. You're making good money, isn't it? So be happy, okay? Be happy, and let's go and make some money together, okay? Have some fun. You gotta have fun. Real estate is fun business, okay? Go chase after the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, and good luck and good fortune to you. Angie, do we have any questions?
I do not see any questions as of right now, but maybe we can allow a few seconds for anyone who might want to type in any last minute questions.
Sure. And Angie, aren't you going to do a second set of surveys for the attendee, or just 1 surveys?
Just 1 survey. I do want to let all the attendees know that there are multiple ways that we track your attendance. One is through Zoom. Zoom will track whether or not you've been in and out of the meeting, and the other is polls. Please make sure that you did attend the full orientation in order to receive credit. After the new member orientation, you will receive an email with the recorded version of this orientation, as well as various resources such as the bylaws, MLS rules and regulations, and a survey regarding this orientation. I do not see any questions. Oh, we do have one from Brandon Sanchez.
Okay.
Brian, you said 1 business day, but what about weekends?
Weekend is not business day. Calendar day counts weekends, but business days do not count weekends, and doesn't count the national holidays either. So we just had New Year Day, that's not a business day. Previous to that, we had Christmas Day, that's not a business day. So business day is weekdays, Monday through Fridays, except holidays. So we sometimes have to be, real estate agents, we deal with calendar days in our offers. It closes on 30 calendar days. But when you're on your initial deposit, what does the form says? Within 3 business days. So if your offer is accepted on Friday night, when does the buyer, on the 3rd business day, when does the buyer has to deposit the money into escrow? Because the purchase agreement says initial deposit to be deposited within 3 business days. Saturday, Sunday don't count. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So the buyer's deposit is due on the 3rd business day, next Wednesday. But if your offer is accepted on Thursday, okay, 1 business day is Friday, that count. 2nd business day is Monday, and 3rd business day is Tuesday, okay? And if your offer is accepted on Monday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, your deposit is due on the 3rd business day. If there's any kind of holidays that hit in between, you extend it 1 more day. So that's the difference between business day and calendar day, okay? Any other questions?
I do not see any other questions.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it is 11:55. You know, our first session used to run until like 10:30, but Karen was so quick and efficient. It took her up to what, 9:50, I think, right? So
Right.
we got done early. And as a special bonus, you guys get to get finished at 12 o'clock. I mean, 11:56. So congratulations. You guys just finished to become a realtor member of West San Gabriel Valley Association of West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. Okay, and welcome, 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 and get to know Angie. She is your best friend in the association. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Everyone have a great rest of the day and an extended weekend. Please reach out to us by email at membership@WSGVR.com or by phone at 626-288-6212. We'd be happy to hear from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.